Hi, in this tutorial I'll talk about this tool, tweak objects by sculpting or painting, keyboard shortcut Shift plus F2. Let's click on this. In the first option here, width, will allow you to control the width of the tweak area, which is indicated by this orange circle. And if I reduce this, you see the circle becomes smaller. Now the next option, force, here controls the force of the tweak action or the strength of the tool. So let's demonstrate this. I'll select this shadow here, go back to the tool and select this option, blur, selected objects more, and with shift key blur less. So I'm going to hold down the shift key here, and with force, let's say just 13, holding down the shift key and moving like this. You see how fast this becomes solid color. Let's undo that. If I go and increase the force, hold down the shift key again, you see how much faster this becomes solid color. So this basically controls how much and how fast the effect of the different modes here is applied. Now the next option will allow you to use the pressure of the input device to alter the force of tweak action, which means that if you use a tablet, depending on what kind of pressure are you applying on that tablet, you'll be able to control the force. And this option is on by default. If you're not using any input device, this doesn't matter to you. Let's start discussing the different modes. The first one is move objects in any direction. Let's click on this, and before that, create an object here, something like this. Go back to the tool, click, and you see how I'm able to move the object in a different direction. The second one will move objects towards cursor with shift key away from it. So let's click on that. You see how the object is attracted by the cursor, and if I click the shift key, it's kind of running away from it without the shift key. The next option here will move objects in random directions. So let's click on that, and you see how this behaves. The next one here will shrink objects, and if you hold down the shift key, it will enlarge them. So let's try this. Let's click first. See, shrinking the object, holding down the shift key will make it bigger. The next option here, rotate objects. Let's click on that, and if you hold down the shift key, it will rotate counterclockwise. You see how this works. Now this option here, duplicate objects with shift to delete. This is a little bit tricky, because if I just make like two movements here, go to this select and transform tool, click away, and then start doing something like this, you see how fast I created these duplicates. So if you hold down the mouse here too long, you may create a lot of these, so be careful using this option. Let's undo. Okay, now the last option I'm gonna show you is this one, blur selected objects more with the shift key, blur less. So if we go like this, you see we are blurring the object, and by holding down the shift key we'll decrease the blur, and again the force controls how fast this is happening. So in the next part I'll continue with the rest of the options here for this tool. Bye for now.